Hello everyone and welcome once again to Zenith Academy Online. Today I'll be explaining you the poem The Glove and the Lions by Leigh Hunt for ICSE Class 10 students. Now students, in this video I'll give you word by word explanation, or you can say line by line explanation of the poem with the word meanings of difficult words and the explanation. Now along with the explanation I'll also give you the analysis of each and every line, so that you are able to answer each and every question that is asked in the board exam from this poem. So let's begin. So before beginning the explanation, let me tell you all about these lovely books by Oswal Gurukul. So there are these most likely ICSE question banks for your different subjects, and also this complete course ICSE English 1 and 2 textbook, wherein everything that you require to completely study your ICSE English 1 and 2 is given inside. Your novel, your poems, your stories, your grammar part, everything is there in this book. So these are the must collection of books that you must have for your preparation of ICSE Class 10. Now let's begin. Now also this 10 years solved papers for ICSE Class 10 is a very good book that you must have. I'll give you the link of these books in the description. So let's begin without wasting any time. So that's the first poem of our line. King Francis was a hearty king and loved a royal sport. Now here, hearty means vigorous and cheerful. So he was a hearty king, he was always cheerful. He used to live with his heart, that is hearty king. He was vigorous and cheerful and loved a royal sport. Now what does royal sport mean? Royal sport means entertainment or activity enjoyed by royalty, means the kings, often involving grandeur. So since it is a royal sport, so obviously grandeur, pomp and show is always there. Okay, so this is the entertainment or activity enjoyed by the royalty, by the royal family, the nobles. Okay, now let's understand what is the meaning of these two lines. So King Francis was a lively and robust king who enjoyed grand and noble forms of entertainment. So whenever you're told to write the meanings, write good words, write different words which are not there in those lines. So instead of hearty king, you can write vigorous and cheerful, lively and robust king. Okay, loved a royal sport. Instead of that, you can write he was a king who enjoyed. Instead of love, you say enjoyed grand and noble forms of entertainment. Now, analysis of these lines. What is the analysis? Okay, so this line sets the stage for the scene, establishing King Francis as a vibrant and enthusiastic ruler who delights in majestic and thrilling activities. So I have given you here different words and different phrases so that you don't repeat those words again and again in your explanation, and the examiner is very impressed with your use of words, with your vocabulary. Let's go ahead with the next line. And one day as his lions fought, sat looking on the court. Now here court means the king's assembly or his noblemen and women. So either the assembly or whenever the noblemen and women are there in a group, it is called court. Now one day, so let's understand the explanation. One day as his lions were fighting, see, and one day as his lions fought. So as his lions were fighting, King Francis sat and watched along with his court. Okay, so analysis, the line creates a vivid image. Okay, so by reading these lines we are able to imagine. So this line is creating a vivid image of a royal spectacle. Why is it a royal spectacle? First of all, the king and the court are royal people, and lion is also very royal animal, right? So this line creates a vivid image of royal spectacle, emphasizing the grandeur and ferocity of the event, with the king and his court as spectators. So very beautiful lines used. Use them, make notes. Now next, the nobles filled the benches round the ladies by their side. So here nobles mean people of noble rank or high social status, right? We all know what is benches, seats arranged in rows for spectators. Now let's understand the meaning of these two lines. The benches around the area were filled with nobles and the ladies sat beside them. The meaning is very simple, but let's study the analysis. So this line emphasizes the high social status of the spectators. So this line is emphasizing that the nobles filled the benches round the ladies by their side. So this line is emphasizing the high social status of the spectators, highlighting the importance and the exclusivity of the event. Next, and amongst them sat the Count de Lorge with one for whom he sighed. Now here amongst, this is another way of writing amongst. Okay, it means among. Sighed, here sighed means expressed longing or love. Okay, so here it is written, and amongst them sat the Count de Lorge with one. So with whom he is sitting? With one for whom he sighed, for whom he is longing for love. Okay, whom he loves. So explanation is very simple. Among the spectators was Count de Lorge, okay, who was seated next to a lady he was in love with. So my dear students, explanation is just the meaning of these two lines, and then what does it imply, what does the poet wants to say is the analysis. So in analysis he is saying, in these lines are introducing Count de Lorge and his romantic interests, adds a personal and emotional element to the scene, setting up the central conflict. So my dear students, this line is introducing Count de Lorge and his romantic interest. Romantic interest means the one he loves. So that's another phrase for one you love is your romantic interest, right? Now this adds a emotional and a personal element to the scene, and it shows the central conflict, the central part, that there is Count de Lorge and there is a lady whom he loves. And truly it was a gallant thing to see that crowning show. Now gallant means brave or heroic or splendid. Why is it called a crowning show? What does crowning show means? A spectacular or grand display is known as crowning show. A show which is very grand. Okay, now what does these two lines means? It was indeed a splendid and magnificent sight to behold that event. Okay, it was indeed a splendid and magnificent sight to behold. How was the sight? It was magnificent sight to behold. Okay, now analysis. This line reinforces, it is again emphasizing on. This line is reinforcing the grandeur and the heroism of the spectacle, creating a sense of awe and admiration. Okay, again emphasizing so that we are in awe of that scene and admiration for this. Next lines, valor and love, and a king above, and the royal beasts below. So here you see valor and love. It is said for that quote, that person and his love, and then a king is there above them and the royal beast below. So valor means great courage in the face of danger. Okay. So the explanation, the scene was filled with bravery, love, the presence of king and the majestic animals below. So these two lines are saying what? The presence of valor, that is bravery, the presence of love, king and majestic animals. Four things are mentioned. Valor, that is the bravery or great courage. In between the danger there is great courage. So courage, love, king and majestic animals. So the juxtaposition of valor, love and royalty with the fierce lions underscores the high stakes and dramatic tensions of the scene. So this is showing, because there is fierce lions, there is valor, love, royalty. So it is showing high stakes and dramatic tension of the scene. So there are high stakes, king hai, royal beasts are there, high stakes hai. There's dramatic tension because royal beasts are below. So these things are shown in these lines. Ramped and roared the lions with horrid laughing jaws. So ramped or ramped as you pronounce means reared up on hind legs or acted aggressively. It means the front legs. Okay, they are ramping. Okay, so they are reared up on hind legs or acted aggressively. Where are they reared up? On the front legs and active, and they are acting aggressively. That means ramped. Horrid means anything that causes horror is horrid. So here the jaws are given the adjective horrid, laughing jaws. Horrid means causing horror. Now let's understand the meaning of these two lines. The lions were aggressively rearing and roaring with their terrifying open mouths. Their laughing mouths means their open mouths. So the vivid description of the lions adds to the sense of danger and excitement. So this is what these two lines are. What? They are the description of lions, how they are describing that they are reared up on their hind legs and their open jaws are causing horror. It's adding the sense of danger here. So the vivid description of the lion adds to the sense of danger and excitement and heightening the drama of the event. So these two lines are heightening the drama of the event. Next lines. They bit, they glared, gave blows like beams. A wind went with their paws. Now again there's this description of lions here. They bit, they glared, gave blows like beams. A wind went with their paws. Here glared means stared fiercely. They are staring at you fiercely. Blows like beams means strong, powerful hits. So whenever it's hitting you, it is blowing like a beam. Whenever the lion is hitting, okay, it means it is a very strong, powerful hit. That means blows like beams. Beams are very strong, right? So whenever it is blowing like beam, it means it is a very strong and powerful hit. Now the lions bit, stared fiercely. You know bit, what is bit? Katna. The lions bit, stared fiercely and struck with great force. Their movements creating a gust of wind, and a wind went with their paws. So when they are moving their paws, wind is going. Okay, a wind is blowing. It means their movements are creating a gust of wind. So I'll read the explanation again. The lions bit, stared fiercely and struck with great force. And whenever they are moving, their movements, even if they are moving their body, their paws, whatever, their movements are creating a gust of wind. So now let's read the analysis. The powerful imagery, it is showing a very powerful imagery. We are able to imagine things. So the powerful imagery conveys the sheer force and the intensity of the lion's actions, emphasizing the perilous nature of the spectacle. So students, please note down, make notes. These are amazing notes that I have given you. These will give you very good marks. This will fetch you amazing marks because the vocabulary used is very good. You should learn and practice and use this vocabulary and use this in your essays, letters, everywhere, so that you get great marks. With bellowing might and stifled roar, they rolled on one another. So what does bellowing mean? Moving about clumsily. Whenever someone moves about clumsily, it is called bellowing. Stifled means suppressed, and stifled roar. Okay, the road was suppressed. So let's understand the meaning. With powerful and clumsy movements, with bellowing, might is something very big, very powerful. So with powerful and clumsy movements and muffled roars. So stifled roar, instead of stifled they have used the word muffled. Muffled or stifled is when something is suppressed. Okay. So with powerful and clumsy movements and muffled roars, the roars that are not very loud, the lions rolled over each other. Okay, so might is powerful. Okay, I'll write this word. Okay, so analysis. The depiction of lions struggle. Okay, because lions are struggling with each other. They are rolling over one another. Adds to the chaotic, right, and tumultuous atmosphere. The atmosphere that is filled with turmoil. Okay, reflecting the unpredictability of the event. We don't know. No, we have not predicted the event, that what will happen. So the depiction of lions struggle adds to the chaotic and the tumultuous atmosphere, reflecting the unpredictability of the event. Next lines. Till all the pit with sand and mane was a thunderous smother. Pit means the area where the lions were fighting. Mane, and all the pit with sand and mane. Mane is the long hair around the lion's neck. So these long hairs are known as mane. Smother means a state of being covered or overwhelmed. Okay, so thunderous smother. So whenever smother means everything that has been covered. So the entire fighting area was filled with sand and the lion's manes, which was creating a chaotic and a thunderous scene. I'll read the lines and the word meanings again, you'll understand. Till, till, matlab jab tak. All the pit, the area where the lions were fighting, was filled with sand. Sand and mane. Mane is the hair of lions, these long hairs. So the entire fighting area was filled with sand and the lions' manes, and was in a thunderous smother. Since they were fighting, there was sand all around mane and smother, everything that state of being covered or overwhelmed. So it was creating a chaotic and thunderous scene. So what's the analysis? The overwhelming chaos in the pit mirrors the high stakes of the spectacle and foreshadows the ensuing challenge. Okay, it is shadowing the challenge that is coming up. Okay, mirrors the high stake मतलब बताता है. Overwhelming chaos बता रहा है in the pit. क्या बता रहा है? क्या mirror कर रहा है? The high stake of the spectacle. Next lines. The bloody foam above the bars. The bloody foam above the bars came whizzing through the air. Okay. Now what does bloody foam mean here? Bloody foam means a mixture of blood and saliva that is coming out of the mouth. You can see here in the picture. Okay. A mixture of blood and saliva is bloody foam. Now above the bars. What is bars here? The barriers. Can you see here these barriers? Okay, containing the lions, the barriers containing the lions. So the bloody foam above the bars came whizzing through the air. Whizzing means moving swiftly through the air. Now let's understand the explanation. The mixture of blood and saliva from the lion's mouth was flying swiftly through the air above the barriers. The explanation is clear. Now analysis. The graphic description heightens the sense of danger and brutality, setting the stage again for a dramatic and risky act. So in all these lines, these lines are setting a stage for dramatic and risky act. You can use these lines in almost every analysis here. So this picture clearly shows everything. Blood and saliva, the barriers. Okay, let's move ahead. Said Francis then. Now the king is saying something. Said Francis then, faith, gentlemen, we are better here than there. So faith means a mild oath or expression of emphasis. So what does the king, what is the explanation? The King Francis remarked or said to the gentlemen that they were better off watching from their safe positions than being in the dangerous pit with the lions. Right? So the king is saying कि faith, भरोसा, है ना? It's a mild oath. The king is saying, giving a mild oath or emphasizing that, gentlemen, we are better here. We are better off here watching from this safe position than being there in the dangerous pit with the lions. Now, what does it mean? Analysis. The king's remark underscores the peril of the situation and his awareness of the risk involved. So, the king knows there is risk involved. Okay, so it underscores the peril of the situation. Now, Lee Lord's love overheard the king, a beauteous, lively dame. Beauteous means very beautiful. Lively means full of life and energy. And dame, here dame means a woman often of high rank. So, whenever a noble woman of a high rank is there, we call them dame. Okay. Now, in this line, Count de Lord's beloved, de Lord's love. So Count de Lord's beloved, a beautiful and energetic lady, overheard the king's remark when the king said that we are better off here at a safe place. So this dame, de Lord's love, overheard the king. So now here in this line, it is introducing the lady's reaction. It adds a personal and emotional dimension, setting the stage for her challenge. Now this is setting the stage for her challenge. Now let's see. With smiling lips and sharp bright eyes, which always seemed the same. These are the lines. Now here, sharp. What does sharp mean here? Sharp means keen or perceptive. Here in these lines, sharp means very keen, or who's making up some perception, who's making up some thoughts of her own. So she had a constant smile and keen bright eyes that never changed. Okay, this is the meaning of these two lines. So her unwavering demeanor suggested confidence and determination. So why they have used they seemed the same, it means she is very confident. Her demeanor is always unwavering. It is not wavering. Okay, so she is very confident. So this is hinting at her forthcoming bold action. Now you will study forthcoming. She is going to take a very bold action. So these two lines are hinting at her forthcoming bold action. She thought, the Count my lover is brave as brave can be. Here it means she believed. She thought means she believed that Count de Lorge, her lover, was as brave as anyone could be. Okay? As brave can be means as brave as anyone could be. Now this line reveals her high expectations and faith in her lover's bravery, foreshadowing her test of his love. Okay, so here it is showing that she has full faith or high expectation in her lover's bravery, and which is foreshadowing her test of his love. So let's see. He surely would do wondrous things to show his love of me. So here in the previous lines, these lines were foreshadowing her test of his love. She thought that he is so brave that now I can test his love. So he surely would do wondrous things to show his love of me. Okay, so wondrous means wondrous things. Wondrous means marvelous or astonishing. So she was sure that he would perform extraordinary feats. Wondrous things की जगह they have used extraordinary feats to demonstrate, to show, to demonstrate his love for her. Okay. So her confidence in his love and bravery highlights her vanity and the upcoming test significance. So she has so much confidence in his love and bravery. Okay. And this is highlighting her vanity and the upcoming test significance. What is vanity? Whenever anyone is taking excessive pride in anything. Okay, so whenever excessive pride in or admiration of one's own appearance or achievements, so whenever someone takes excessive, more than required pride, okay, in admiration of one's appearance or one's achievements, that is called vanity. मतलब फालतू में इतराना, that is called vanity basically. So kings, ladies, lovers all look on. The occasion is divine. So here the king, ladies, lovers, they are all looking on the divine occasion. Okay, the king, ladies and lovers all watched. It was a perfect and grand occasion. So this line sets the stage for a dramatic act emphasizing the importance of the spectacle and the moment. Okay, that's a easy line. I'll drop my glove. So she removed her glove and she's thinking, or she's saying that I'll drop my glove to prove his love. Great glory will be mine. So she's expecting, or she's thinking that if she drops her glove to prove her love, and her lover will jump and go and get the glove, then she's thinking that great glory will be mine. So she decided to drop her glove as a test of his love, believing that it would bring her grand honor. So she is believing that this act will bring her great honor. So her decision reveals her vanity and the desire for public recognition. It is revealing her vanity, her nature of how she wants big things, and her desire for public recognition, setting up the pivotal action of the poem. So this is the pivotal action of the poem, and this has been set here in these two lines. Okay, just a second. So I'll again give you the meaning of vanity because it's important. It is excessive pride in or admiration of one's own appearance or achievements. So now she has removed the glove. Now let's see. She dropped her glove to prove his love, then looked at him and smiled. So she dropped her glove intentionally and smiled at him. Him means her love. Okay, Count de Lodge, expecting him to prove his love by retrieving it, by bringing it back. So this act tests his devotion and bravery, creating the tension and anticipation for his response. So these lines are creating tension and anticipation for his response. Everyone, we are, and the readers, even the readers are now waiting in anticipation for his response. He bowed. So he bowed. He lowered his head, bowed like this, and in a moment leaped among the lions wild. So leaped means jumped. So he bowed and quickly jumped into the pit with the wild lions. So what is the analysis? His swift and courageous action demonstrates his willingness to risk his life, which is highlighting his bravery. Right? The leap was quick. Return was quick. He has regained his place. Very important lines. He made the leap quickly. He made the jump very quickly and returned just as swiftly. And he returned also very quickly, reclaiming his position. He regained or reclaimed his place. So he quickly jumped, quickly came back and sat in his position. So what does it mean? The analysis: his efficient and successful retrieval of the glove underscores his skills and bravery, raising the stakes for his reaction. So he was very quick in jumping and coming back. So for jumping, it's showing bravery. For coming back so quickly, it's showing his skill. Okay. Then threw the glove, but not with love, right in the lady's face. So he jumped and he brought the glove back, but then he threw the glove on lady's face. Okay, and not with love. So he threw the glove back at the lady, but without any affection, without love, directly into her face. What does it show? His rejection of the glove symbolizes his disdain for her. His disdain for her vanity. Okay? And the superficial test of love, challenging societal expectations. So he rejected the glove. His throwing away the glove on her face means his rejection of glove. This symbolizes his disdain. He's not liking it. For her vanity. Disdain for what? For her vanity. And the superficial test of love. ऊपर का जो superficial test था ना, which was done for challenging the societal expectations which he didn't like. Okay. By heaven, said Francis. Now again the king is coming into picture. By heaven, said Francis, rightly done. And he rose from where he sat. So heaven means a mild oath or expression of emphasis here. Okay. So the King Francis exclaimed or said that it was the right thing to do. By heaven, said Francis. So it's an expression of emphasis or a mild oath what the king says, that by heaven, exclaimed Francis, that it was the right thing to do, and stood up from his seat. He stood up from his seat. Now let's see the analysis. The king's approval validates the count's rejection of the test. These lines are very important, my dear students. The king approved, the king said rightly done, and he rose from his seat, right? So the king's approval has validated the count's action. He has validated, he said, okay, you have done it correct, आपने validation दे दिया उसको, right? The king's approval validated the count's rejection of the test, which emphasizes what? On the moral story, on the moral of the poem, which emphasizing the moral lesson about true love and valor. This was emphasizing the moral lesson about true love and valor, that true love will never send his or her lover into danger. No love, quoth he, but vanity sets love a task like that. So he quoth he मतलब कहा उन्होंने. He said, right? Quoth means said. So whenever quoth is used, it is an archaic word, means something that is related to people of higher authority. And some great personality, whenever they say something, means they quote something. Right? We don't use it quote for common people much. So quote means said. Vanity, again I am explaining vanity, excessive pride in one's appearance or achievements. So he said no love but vanity. So only this excessive pride and not love will set love a task like that. So he's saying, he stated that it was not love but vanity that would set such a task to prove love. So the final line reinforces the poem's message that true love does not require dangerous or superficial tests, critiquing the lady's vanity, and this is criticizing the lady's vanity, that is excessive pride. Right? So this last line is very important. You should understand each and every word meaning here. So in the end, I will give you an overall short summary of the poem. So in the poem, a lady tests her love's bravery and devotion by dropping her glove among fighting lions, expecting him to retrieve it. The lover, Count de Lodge, retrieves the glove but throws it back at her, showing disdain for the vanity behind the test. Now King Francis commends the Count's action, highlighting that true love does not require such tests of vanity. Students, the poem critiques the superficiality of such tests and celebrates genuine courage and integrity. So that was all about this poem. Again, I would like to recommend these particular books for you all. And if you enjoyed learning through Zenith Academy online, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel and share this content with all your friends, and keep the learning always on. Thank you, my dear students.